talk about some real basic applications. We're talking a lot about fat loss, but again, fat loss is a proxy for overall health because at a certain body composition, the most important thing somebody could probably do for their health is work towards getting below that body composition. Just statistically, heart disease, we know, like all this stuff is elevated if your body composition is over a certain percentage. And so I'll tell you what those numbers are. You're going to need to know where you are. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Fit Club member or you're a corrective chiropractic patient or you're doing the whole program. I should be able to ask you, say, hey, are you building, burning, or baselining? Now that you've come tonight, obviously pre tonight, maybe you didn't know. It just means like, am I trying to lose body fat? Am I trying to maintain where I'm at? Or am I trying to build muscle? Because they are different, right? They're not the same. Similar principles, but the application of them is going to be quite unique. Now, I'll throw some nuances here. Principles of building, obviously you need to have more calories than your body needs by a little bit, so it can be building muscle. You will naturally probably gain a tiny bit of fat while you're building muscle. It's hard to just build muscle in zero fat. It can be done, but again, it's a really detailed process. So you're gonna need to eat more food. You're gonna need to train resistance training, and you're gonna have to commit to a very long time. Like for someone who's worked out for a couple of years, for you to build a pound of muscle, 2 pounds of muscle in a year is a journey. But if you're new, you get to leverage all the newbie benefits, which is you could gain 5, 10, 15 pounds of muscle in your first year of training at almost any age. So again, take advantage if you're new to that. Burning, you have to be below your caloric needs, all right? Now, I don't think it's just as simple as eating less like we talked about. Number one is start training your body to increase its needs, build some muscle so you have more room for that energy, and then try and match up the amount of energy you need so it's just a little bit below what your body needs. I'm not talking like starving yourself, just a little bit below. And that might be using just your feedback. Hey, I'm a little bit hungry all day. That's not a bad way to do it. If you're really serious about it, I think for a period of time, just tracking is really your best bet. I know people resist that, but it honestly works. It just does, all right? There's a level of accountability and awareness to that. But what I'll say with this, and this is, I think, a mistake people make, is although, let me pop this one up. All right, so let's talk about women, because that's, again, usually the group we're talking about here are most interested. If your body fat is above 30%, you should be burning as a general goal. But what I'll say is if you're new to all of this, before you magically start going into a caloric deficit, you might want to just baseline for a little bit, which means learn how much food is your actual just baseline. Because for a lot of times when you start, you've been so far off the nutritional rails that if you start trying to quote unquote burn right away, I find you're way below your needs, you're not eating enough. If you just try and focus on food quality, to just be able to step on the scale and have it not move every day, that's not bad, right? If you could step on the scale and it just stays the same over a 6-week process, but at the same time, you could eat more food. So imagine this. Imagine stepping on a scale every morning and every day it stays the same, but each week you are actually eating more food. See what you're doing? You're actually building how much food's going in, and your body's actually using it because you're training and you're active and the food quality is good. Now when you decide to burn, you have room to burn. If your caloric needs every day are 1,000 because you've been dieting for 1,000,000 years, and then you try, I'm going to go on another one. It's I can barely eat any food. You can only sustain that for a period of time, and then Saturday is going to come and it's 10 o'clock at night and there's a TV show on. You're like, bring on the ice cream. And you had this deficit all week long and then you ate 5,000 calories. I just wasted that. Your better bet is to try and figure out how much food can I eat and just baseline. Can I eat more real food over time? And then eventually, yes, 100%. Why that graphic is important is it just says, if you're over 30%, and so when we have our new clients go through the Fit School, we have a medical grade body pod assessment. We have those numbers for you. And we can say, all right, if you're over 30, that's kind of where your goal is going to be for a while until it gets down here. So as a female, you need to get below about 20% before you're really looking at building muscle. Now, it doesn't mean you won't have any muscle. It just means your goal is to train to protect the muscle you have while you're peeling off body fat, all right? Now, if you're a male, they're slightly different. For a male, if you're above 20 to 25%, you should be trying to lose body fat. Because the higher your percentage is, the harder it is to build muscle. It's just hard to build muscle when you have a lot of body fat. So let's focus on the other way first, okay? So we need to know where we're at. We need to know what our goals are in terms of applying this. And here's how it looks.